afternoon, and welcome to the Conversation with Al McFarlane. I am W.D. Foster Graham, Book Review Editor for Insight News, and I am your host for this Book Chat Thursday edition of the Conversation with Al McFarlane. Our show has robust conversations, stimulating conversations, can be informative, insightful, empowering, enlightening, and from all walks of the African and African American diaspora. We have recently exceeded 1,000 subscribers, and now we're shooting for 2,000. So if you're enjoying our content, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Today, I myself am very excited because as Pride Month approaches, I will be doing a reading and book signing on Saturday, June the 1st at the Stride Bookstore located at 901 Nicollet Mall in Minneapolis from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And this is to promote the launch of my latest novel in my Christopher Family novel series, To Thine Own Self. It's a romance novel, and you're asking, well, will Daryl Edwards and Cesare Morale Montgomery find love and a happily ever after? And this is my second romance novel in my series. There are 7 books in the series, and I recently had the great honor to have it included in the Givens collection of African American literature and the Quatrefoil Library collection of LGBT literature. So all you lovers of romance out there, and especially for Pride Month, come check me out. Today, I have the good pleasure of having our guest author, Nasra Noor. Nasra is a devoted mother of 4 children, but she had always dreamed of becoming a teacher. Now, after years of putting her own ambitions on hold to focus on her family, she decided to go back to school to earn her teaching license. And I had the great pleasure of meeting Nasra at the last Minnesota Black Authors Expo in October. And I am proud to announce that Nasra Noor is a recipient of a Planting People Growing Justice Award for Book of the Year. So, indeed, it is an honor and a privilege to introduce Nasra Noor.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It's just such a pleasure to have you, Nasra. And so, especially with your book, My Mommy is a School Teacher. Yes, that's right. That's right. You heard it. Yeah, I was there when you received that award, and you did your happy dance, and
I,
I
yeah,
was so happy for you.
yes, I did. It's a love labor love, and it's good to see like a vision coming to life. It's amazing.
That is true. So, when you got the news of receiving this Book of the Year award, what was happening with you? How did you celebrate?
Just happy dance. I'm just that bubbly person. I jump up and down. I couldn't believe it at the beginning. I was like, it's my first book and it's not even a year yet. The book came out last July, and to receive an award, that's seal of approve that you're doing something that it's needed or it was missing. So I was really excited to get that, and I'm really really thankful, and I'm still celebrating.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, well, so Nasra,
Yes.
because of with the content of the book, tell our viewers about your family.
So my name is Nasra, as you repeated a couple times, and I'm a sister, I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 4 daughters, I'm a full-time teacher, and now author. So what else can I share? It's just as a woman, we have those all these layers that we carry around, but our kids known as just to us like just a mommy. And I want to just no 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 no. Yes, I'm your mommy, but I have a title too. So yes.
That is true. And then one of the things I was thinking about is how did you come up with the title of the book?
Oh, that's a good question. So the title of the book, before I become a teacher, I was working in the community and I was doing anything and everything you can imagine. Part of my job was translating and talking different languages and helping other people. And I've been doing that for 16 years. And my kids, they were confused, like, what does mommy do? They don't know what mommy does. So my little one, when she was like, she asked me, like, mommy, what do you do? I was like, I do everything. I help the community and I do this and I do that. But I had a passion, becoming a teacher and, writing children's book and telling stories. As you know, Somali community, we're a very oral community. We share a lot of stories by talking and telling tales. And that's how we pass from generation to generation with our stories. And I was like, I don't know what to explain to this little girl. So I went back to school. I left my job of 16 years. I went back to school. I started taking evening classes. So not my youngest daughter, but my second youngest daughter, when she was born, that's when I started that journey. Her name is Amal. And my husband, God bless him, and my older daughter, they're part of this journey. They babysit while I was in school. So during the day, I'll work or I'll do chores and everything. And at nighttime, it will be their turn to take care of the kids. And I'll take evening classes. When I finished that and I get my license, she was in preschool. So she's like, my mom is a school teacher. My mom is a school teacher to everybody. She was really proud. She's like, our mom is a school teacher. And to me, it was just, another job. But to her, this little 3, 4 year old, to see her mommy, being a teacher was a big deal. So that's how the title became My Mommy is a School Teacher. And I honor her, and this is dedication to one of my daughters. Not all of them, yes, but to her, to show her, yes, if mommy can become something like this, you dream and become something bigger too. So that's
And
how the title came up.
wonderful, Nasra, because it is just so important to be these role models for our children.
Yes,
Especially, as a parent, you're constantly thinking, what kind of a role model am I being for my child and for my children?
you're right. You're
So,
right.
so what has the response been like since your book's been published? I know, I guess, in your experience with other people or parents who have had the opportunity to read it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's priceless. And the reaction, I don't want to go and start it out there in the community. I just started in my own house. All my daughters were amazing. They were so happy to just see their own representation, their own reflection, their own story in a book. It's just something to celebrate about. And then to see their names inside the book. Like you open each page, you can find a Somali name or a Somali word or something that they're very familiar with, that they live daily life. Like this is their story, and nobody was telling it before. So instead of complaining and saying, "Oh, we don't have books that reflect our culture or our kids or something," I was like, "Let me start with my personal story and start with my own family." So my kids are very proud of their mom, and I'm proud to share my story with their approval, because I couldn't do it by myself. They were part, they had every input in the book. So
It shows through and through, and it shows through in like, your love for your children and your pride, and especially when I say for us the culture and all
yes,
those good things. Because I think about that when I was reading your book. There's an author whose name was Toni Morrison, and she had said, if there's a story you want to read and it has not been written yet, then you must be the one to write it.
100% I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
and I guess you're not, because I'm forgetting, you not only have written it, but you're living it.
I'm living it. Not only I'm living it, it's I'm telling it, I'm sharing it, I'm living every day. And if I'm not the one to tell and ask somebody else to do it, it's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be my life. And I'm not going to just sit around and wait somebody else to come and do it for me. So that's why I decided, I was like, my kids are excited. My mom is a teacher. So you know what? I'm the one who's supposed to say this story, and I'm the one who's sharing it. So yeah, yeah. Tell your own story.
There you go, because that's how I got my series started,
Yes,
writing the books I wanted, because I know me, I was not seeing characters who looked like me
exactly.
in books I was reading, and it's just children definitely need to see the books with stories that have families that look like theirs.
That's right. That's right.
It's
You,
just
yeah.
so important. So, um, so I when we were talking about Somali words and stuff like that, the first ones I thought was Huyo and Abo.
That's right. It's pronounced Hoyo. Hoyo.
Hoyo, thank
Oh,
you,
there you
thank
go.
you.
There you go. I did that intentionally. I
Uh,
because as you can tell, I have an accent. Okay, my
mhm,
English is a little bit broken here and there, but I am perfect with other languages. So
mhm.
I wanted every person who's reading this book to know something about me. And if you don't know something about me, at least you know something about my language. So the word hoyo means mama. And
Yeah.
Abu means Baba. So I want a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 20-year-old. When you open this book and they speak the language and that's their culture, the first word when they see, they get connected to the book. They know, oh my God, that's I know that word, what it means, and they get so excited. And I've been going to different schools, different libraries. You have no idea the joy and the smile and all this when they see something that reflects their culture or the word that they know that when they go home, that's they see everything, they see it in the book.
Oh, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
So for our viewers or readers who are going to read your book, what are some other aspects of the culture that are illustrated there?
Oh, that's a good one. So but as you can see in the cover, the clothing, it's part of it.
Mhm,
The food is part of it, which
mhm,
I love food a lot. Um, the henna, I don't know if you can see that.
mhm,
Um, everything, going to the grocery, the corner groceries.
mhm,
Um, people assume people assume if you're dressed like this, you don't know, you didn't go to school or you don't speak English,
mhm.
you don't have a degree or something. So we're proving everything wrong. We have as a Somali community, especially in Minnesota and many other states, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have state representative, we have Ilhan Omar at Washington DC.
Yes.
We have
Yeah.
everything and we're wearing our hijab. I had many different experiences that, like, for example, the latest one, I went to an appointment and the receptionist, instead of saying, welcome, how can I help you? She's like, oh, the translator's not here. I was like, who's translator? She's like,
Mm.
waiting for Nasra Noor translator. I'm like, no, no, no. I am Nasra Noor. I don't need any translation. She stepped back, like it took her back, and I was like, instead of assuming, just ask. So we're proving everything wrong. People stop assuming. Women are well educated. We're proud of our hijab. We're proud of our culture. We're proud of our religion. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share too.
Yeah, I did, and I definitely appreciate that. So I say, so for our viewers out there, we'd love to have you share some the book.
Say that again. Sorry.
Oh, I would love to have you share excerpt from your book.
Oh, the to share
It,
the information about the book where they
what
can
if
find it.
or if you can read an excerpt from your book,
Oh,
I'd
okay.
appreciate that.
I
Thank
would love
you.
I would love to do that. Let me find this. The whole book is everything is precious and beautiful and amazing. The illustration, the words, the
Yeah.
story, everything is amazing. But the one that I share a lot and I keep repeating it a lot again and again is watching my 8-year-old daughter right here looking into that bubble saying, if mommy can do it all, I can do it too. So it's inspiring everybody.
Mhm,
Not young, not old, everybody. If mommy can do it, I can do it too. So
mhm.
that's one of my the book is the whole book is good, but that's one of my favorite line too.
And we definitely appreciate it. And another excerpt that I read from the book is that every day Hoyo would tell her daughters, "You are my greatest treasure
It's true.
and my greatest joy."
It's really true. It's you know what, coming from a different culture and perspective of boys and girls, there's a favor here and there back in the day.
Mhm.
So it's like, no, I have four girls and I'm proud of all of them and they're all precious and I love them so, so, so much. And there's no like putting somebody down because their gender or anything like that. No, they're amazing and I love them so much. I'm glad you bring that point out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it is just, it's so important because our children need those positive
Ambition.
affirmations.
You're right. That's true. That's true. That's true. Every day,
The,
not one day. As a
every
secondary
day.
teacher, every day, you're smart, you're brave, you got it, you can do this, you can do that. They want to hear that. They want to
Mhm.
hear that, and they love hearing that. So that's part of our job.
That is truly, as parents, it is.
Yes.
So, can you tell us, what your process was in getting your book published from the time you wrote it, the whole process that you went through to actually hold it in your hands?
So the journey was not easy. It has ups and downs. As you know, publishing companies sometimes they're like, ah, we don't know about this, we don't know about that.
Mhm.
So intentionally, I had to look and search for somebody who will understand my culture, who
Mhm.
understands my language. So I was so lucky to find local people in Minnesota here in St. Cloud, Huda Ibrahim and her husband Abdi Mohammed. Um, they they publish their own books, and I was like, oh my god, maybe they've been through the process, maybe I should talk to them. And I just share my story and they listen and they understand the culture, they understand everything. And not only that, I spoke with them in my own language.
Hey,
We
yeah.
didn't need anybody to translate or do anything. So it was amazing, the first step. And they said, yes, we're gonna work with you. It's been almost 2 years ago now, and they did amazing work. It's a very long process. Writing process was not that hard. The illustration part was hard because,
Oh, right.
as you can tell, the tone was different, the clothing was different, everything was different. It's not the regular book that you see every day in the shelf. And I wanted my way. I wanted to see myself in the book, my story. So the illustration took a little bit longer than expected, but at the end we have amazing product.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, we see we have a viewer here, Michelle, Delicious Delights. Greetings, Michelle. Good to have you back with us on the program. And say glad that you could tune in and listen to this amazing author, Nasra Noor, and share her story through her children's book. So thank you, Michelle. Uh, when it comes to let's say the road, your journey, what was the factor that led you to choose teaching after that 16 years in another field?
So that's a good question too. So my oldest daughter, I volunteer in her school. I go field trips. I do events. I was at the PDO meetings, and I didn't see anybody who looked like me in classrooms or in a higher position. And I was like, instead of complaining one day, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to, instead of saying we don't have this, we don't have that, I will go back to school and get my teaching license. And now she's in college, but the other younger ones are enjoying it. And guess what? The little one who was born at the time when I made my decision, 8 years later, she's a student in my classroom. So it's a full circle and it's a dream come true. When you see a problem, instead of complaining about it, you make the change. You step up and be the change. So that's what I did.
Oh, okay. That's, hey, I mean, it's a process, as we
It
learned.
is a process.
It is truly a process. And I know um, children's books, because of the dynamics, have taken longer. And for the reason you said, because children are visual, they want to see pictures, they
Right.
want to see those things that go along with it. Where you have a novel, it's just print, and you
Uh-huh.
may not have illustrations. Uh,
Yeah.
tell us tell us about your collaboration with your illustrator.
Um, um, I didn't have that direct connect with the illustrator, so
Mhm.
the publisher did all the work. But I just want to say it's not only the image that's connecting with the kids, it's the names too. So we have Abdi, we have Muhammad, we have Najma, we have Amal, we have Hawa. If our kids were telling their story and their names are not in the book, it doesn't add up. So intentionally, I put my daughter's name in there and my brother, two little boys in there. I tell you a story. I was in an event in Faribault, Minnesota, and there's two little boys. One of them is named Abdi, Abdurrahman.
Oh,
When he saw the name, okay, where's my camera? When he saw his name on the book, he didn't want to put the book down. He's like, I never saw a book with my name. I'm like, oh, Hoya did it. This is yours now. So
yes.
the book is for everybody. And, our kids need to see themselves not only on the picture, but the name too. It's right there. Where? Right there.
It makes a powerful difference. I would, like I said, I'm 71 years old, and I grew up in the time when children's books were largely, say, white nuclear families, and they lived in these little picturesque homes, and there were no children of color in sight. And so, hearing you share about Abdi, you saw his name and his
Yes.
picture.
All
Oh,
these all Abdi. We have Abdullah, Abdurrahman, Abdul Qadir, all Abdis. They have their name is in the books. They're represented. Okay. And it's good to see that. Our kids need to see themselves in a very young age in every storybook. Not only in storybooks, on TVs, on movies, on advertisement, everywhere. We're here.
yes, we are. Like you say, we are here.
Yeah,
We are everywhere.
that's right. That's
It
right.
is. It is.
And not
Uh,
only that, we have a rich culture. We When it comes to clothing, when it comes to food, when it comes to language,
yeah,
everything.
indeed. Um, Tell us about Surah 96. I noticed that was one of the
Yeah,
quotes that inspires you. Would you tell
yeah.
us more about that?
Give me 1 second. Yes. So, as you know, I'm a practice Muslim, and we follow the Quran and the Sunnah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what we believe. Um, and the first ayah that came down to our Prophet is read. Okay. And it says Iqra. And that's the verse I wanted to share. And here it goes, verse 1 all the way to 5. It says Suratul Iqra. Okay. It says, read in the name of your Lord who created you, created man from the clinch of substance. Read, and your Lord is the most gracious, who taught you by the pen, taught man that which he did not know. So our prophet, he didn't read, he didn't write, and that was the first message that came down. And when I started doing my book, that was my inspiration. People, we need to read. It doesn't matter which language, which religion. Read, read, read. And that's the quote I love the most.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
One thing that you shared earlier was the fact that because those of us who are of African descent come from an oral tradition.
Yes.
So if you and I learned a lot from that because there's some things that come from that tradition in my writing. But
Mhm.
in the culture on that, could you share with our readers what that means? Because like here in the U.S., there's this written tradition, but we come from a different tradition.
You're right. So in our culture, the tradition is the elders are like a walking library. Here we can just publish a book and put in the shelf, or just grab a book from the shelf and read. Our culture, yes, we have books, don't get us wrong, but our elders are a walking library. They tell stories, they tell poems, they tell a lot of other stuff. They predict stuff, they live the life to tell the tales. So we sit with grandmas and grandpa and uncles, and they share all this wisdom, poems, stories, life experience. And that's how we learn, by listening to their stories and sitting here. I think everything is individualized, but in our community, grandma, grandpa, uncle, cousin, neighbor, all of us will sit under a tree or on the backyard of the house, and we all eat and listen and talk and have tea, and the kids will run around, and sometimes we just listen, and sometimes it change it to a song. It's amazing, amazing culture, and it's amazing experience. So we learn from our elders.
Yes, we do. No, on different shows, we talked about the word griot. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with that? Because
Uh,
I think they say the griot was a storyteller,
okay.
as you said. The griot knew all the history from way, way back when,
Hmm.
because you pass it on to you groom another person to become the griot, and so
Yeah.
on and so on and so on. Now, do you see that happening now? Do you see that happening today?
We are doing that. We don't want our kids, especially when it comes to when you see somebody losing something, is when they lose their language. But if I still speak my language and my mother tongue to my children, they will understand their grammar. They will understand the other uncle. They will understand the other auntie on the street. And if they understand the language and the culture is still there, but the day they lose that language, that's when everything is lost. So my biggest thing I promote is mother tongue, especially to the young kids. And I know when they go to school they can read, they can write, but when they come home, be proud and speak your mother tongue and connect with families back home, your neighbor, the grandma who doesn't speak, reading native language books, the Arabic books, talking to elderly people and asking questions. And you know what, I think it's we need to promote young kids talking to older people and listening to their advice and their wisdom, and visit them as much as we can. Because in America, when we come, people, they live in their own house, in their own bubble, and they're driving, they go to work, life is just busy, 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 busy. And elder people, they don't speak the language, and they kind of forget it. Like they kind of forgotten somehow. We don't we need to step up as a community and bring that traditional with us everywhere we go.
Sort of like saying, "Let it begin with me."
Ah, I'm doing it. I'm doing You can tell everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I talk to anybody and everybody, and I think my kids are catching up with that. You can talk to them. You met them before, you know.
Yes, I have. So,
Very
I,
talkative. They ask questions. They're curious. It's amazing. It's amazing. They watch you. The little kids, they don't ask questions sometimes, but they're watching what their parents are doing. Yeah.
they they're always watching. And
Yeah.
Michelle had the comment saying her four young grandchildren love her stories.
Oh, that's awesome. Keep telling them stories. Keep telling them stories.
Yeah, keep telling them,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I learned a lot from my mother, who is
Yes.
she has gone on. She has gone on to heaven. God bless her. She is
Yes.
93, but she had so many stories about her life growing up in Duluth, Minnesota, and also about her mother. And so it was so important. I'm just thankful that I still retain those stories that she told, because now my son is asking those questions,
Mm,
and I get to tell him, okay, well, this is where your grandmother grew up.
yeah.
This is where your grandfather grew up and stuff. Because my father would also tell these stories because he grew up in Detroit,
That's right. That's right.
and so it was a different time. But that you call it that connection.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
connection with the history.
It
So,
is.
uh, so
Yes.
now, one another thing that you got to share with me, and I remember it. Tell me about your happy place.
My happy place is my home, my
it
my family. It's amazing. Amazing.
is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
And it's a
So
blessing. It's a blessing. Not everybody has it. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful for God to give me all these blessings. And I'm just grateful for everything I have.
indeed, indeed, that's all something we'd be grateful for. Um, another thing I noticed when I was reading, I noticed that yes, that Hoyo had very strong support from
Yes.
Abo.
Yes.
That that was something that definitely was powerful. Thing seeing that yes, that husbands and wives, they support each other.
He's here, but he doesn't want to be on the camera. He's amazing. He's the most supportive guy ever. If it wasn't him, I don't know if I'll do it this alone, because he was part of the taking care of the kids when I'm not home, reading to them, taking to the playground. I couldn't do this alone. My husband and my oldest daughter, they're my backbone. They're my everything. I don't have my mom here. I don't have other family members close by. So they push me. They're like, you got it. You can do this. Go get it.
Hey,
And I got some negative and some pushbacks, but I didn't listen to that.
that's right.
I have their support and I have their backbone. And it was like, okay, if I have their back, now I can do whatever I want.
That is awesome stuff.
So
So that being
they,
said,
they deserve their credit. So yeah,
and that's such a blessing, Nasra.
yeah.
It's so
And
speak.
you
Go
can tell
ahead.
he's in the story somewhere. Yes, of course. Some people they said, "Oh, you didn't add boys, you didn't add men." Da, da, da. My husband is almost he's in many pages that I am.
Hey,
So if you read the book, he is everywhere. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that is just wonderful. It's such a blessing.
It is
That's
a
truly
blessing.
amazing. So,
Yeah.
uh, my yep. All right, Abo. Is I
Yes,
pronouncing it right?
Abba's there.
Uh,
Yes, yes, yes.
Abo is there.
Yes, he's there every day and he's still there.
So, question for you too. Actually, not a question, but tell us about your Hoyo.
Oh, you want to know something about my Hoya? So I was on the
Your
phone with,
Hoyo.
so my mom is in Kenya and she is one of 13 siblings and she's the second youngest. um the story is I think it needs another time, but I'm just gonna share a little bit. So when she was 8, her auntie came from the city and she's like, oh, she went to her older sister, which is my grandma, my mom's mom, and she's like, I want one of your daughters, I can take her back to the city, blah blah blah. And my grandma is like, no, you're not gonna take the youngest one, which is normal in our culture. You go to your family member when you don't have your own, you just say, I want to take one of your daughters or your sons, they can live with me. That was totally normal and it's still normal in the culture. They can go live with grandma or auntie or somebody else. So that's absolutely normal for some time and then they can come back. So my mom left with her aunt when she was 8 years old to the city. And that was the last time she saw her mom. And she didn't go back because her mom passed away. And she moved from one city to the next to the next. And then she met my dad and she started her own family at a very young age. So my mom doesn't read or doesn't write, but she reads Quran, which is Arabic language, and it goes from right to left. She knows that one, but not like this academic that we use now, the English one. So she's the most humble, smart person who raised 6 kids without speaking any English language. And she makes sure all of us go to school and become something. The sacrifice that she made when she was 8 years old, I'm living the present right now. Or else I'll be somewhere herding goats and camel or something. I don't know. So her sacrifice, I'm telling you, I was on the phone before I came in live. And I was telling her, oh, guess what, Hoy? I'm taking my book everywhere and I'm speaking to people and I'm doing a radio show right now. I want you to know ahead of time. It's like, you got it. Just be yourself and do it. So for my mom to approve everything that I'm doing and be proud of that, it's the sacrifice that she made many, many, many years ago before even I was born. And I'm living the life that I have now because of her sacrifice that she did.
Oh, wow.
Let that sink in. Whenever I talk about it, I just get emotional, but I don't want to cry.
I
So
know.
that's my mom.
Oh, we have another comment from Michelle. I think obviously you are definitely connecting, Nasra, and Michelle saying my daughter and her husband are going to Kenya in June to celebrate their 10-year wedding anniversary. Do you have any advice regarding places to visit? I find your story compelling.
That is so sweet. Congratulations to the anniversary. Yes, I've been in Kenya and I just came back in April. It's a big country. I would recommend a safari. I would recommend Mombasa, Malindi. There's so many things. Do your own research. Kenya is big and people speak English there too. So don't be surprised. And Swahili too, but you're not gonna be like lost or anything like that. Do your research before you go, and I promise you'll enjoy it.
Yep, you hear that, Michelle? Take it from someone who knows.
I
And
know.
that being said, we're going to pause for a station break, but we will be back with Nasra Noor and her amazing book, My Mommy is a School Teacher.
Thank you. Yes.
If you've not done so, consider getting vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. At vaccine.gov, enter your zip code, your preferred vaccine type, and you get a map with locations eager to serve you. Getting vaccinated saves lives. Vaccine.gov can help you do your part.
Welcome back to the Conversation with Al McFarlane, Book Chat Thursday, and I'm here with my special guest author, Nasra Noor, and her book, My Mommy is a School Teacher. Well, as you mentioned, Nasra, I guess you have four daughters.
Yes.
What I would like to say, what can you tell our viewers about your daughters? You know, each one, they're all
Come here,
different. They all have their personalities. Tell us about them.
Kale. Kale means come here. So my oldest daughter is here with me, and she's amazing. And the other ones are amazing too. We go to the library. We go for walks. I travel with them. We go places. It's amazing and a blessing, a big blessing to have daughters. They just mimic you. They're mini you.
Yeah.
You do. They go places with you. It's just a blessing. Najma, come here. Okay, here we go. This is my oldest daughter. She's here with me home. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, yes, I remember I saw you over at Rondo.
Yes, at the ward. Dr.
Oh, yes. Oh, so what are some of the things that you like and that you enjoy? I mean, you have such an amazing mother. I'm just
Oh my
so
God,
happy.
amazing. It's an honor to call her a mother, a best friend. I always go to different events with her, workshops, book events. I'm inspired by her and everything that she does. I remember when the book a year ago was just an idea as a joke, and now it's a dream come true and a reality, and she's living the moment.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Was it a, the
It
book was our life.
the
We're talking
idea,
about
the
it.
idea was a joke. We're like, really, you want to be an author?
Yes.
And then we're like, okay, she's doing it,
I did it.
and then she did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it brings me tears to my eyes. She's
So
talking.
yeah. So I said you saw it said so if your mom could do it, so can you.
Yes. If she
So
can do it.
so
That's the message.
speaking to what you would like to be, what are some thoughts that you have about where you want to be in your life?
So right now I'm majoring in psychology, and I do write poems. So in the future I wanna be like her. I wanna write.
No, you don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like me. You want to be better than your mom and write your
Yes.
own book too.
Yes.
Oh, that is so awesome. Well, interesting enough, you know, when I went to college, my major was psychology.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course, I used that
Yeah,
to create my characters in my novel. So sometimes you never know. Your major may take you in a direction you never expected it to.
that's true.
Okay. So have you written a collection of poems?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So where you are now, hey, yeah, I see you have an amazing role model,
can do it.
especially on that. As she's passing things on to you, definitely I see you passing that on to the next generation, or say to your peers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
So there's a
So,
Somali saying says that "عرض عيرنا lagu cuna." So it means literally it means the older daughter is like a second mom to the rest of the family. She is the backbone. She is my backbone. She's my everything. So I'm blessed to have her. Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
that makes all the difference. It
Yeah.
definitely does and stuff. And I was, seeing some of that when I was reading. My mommy is a school teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, so I wanted to ask you again, could you read another part of the book, please?
You want to make a choice? Do you want to choose one? Can you read one for me? I want the one with your name. I want everybody to know you did amazing job too. Without you, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
This side.
Yeah, without your help and your support. Yes, I want you
Okay.
to read this part.
When Hoya is at school, Abo tells folk tale stories. Our oldest sister Najma helps with our homework. She's very smart, and we admire her and look up to her. She's a blessing who's filled our hearts with love and joy. Abo,
Where's the
do I
page?
read the
No,
next page?
no, just that. Keep going.
Okay. Abo tells a story about. Ah. Abo tells a story that gives us jitters and makes us roll to the floor with laughters. Some of the stories are about villains, some of are about heroes, and others about goofy tricksters.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Enough. You want to keep going? One
No,
more?
no, no.
One more? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to hear. Yeah, let me hear more. We love to hear more.
No, keep going.
Yes, yes.
Keep going. Okay, I'll read this part. She ran away.
Okay.
she's, the,
Okay.
she's the opposite of mommy. Here it goes. Whenever I'm down, this is Amal. So she says, whenever I'm down, she's always there for me. Show me how much she cares about me. I'm so grateful for her upbringing and bringing me comfort and confidence. That's Amal.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So that being said, Nasra,
Yes.
do you have some more books in the future?
I I'm enjoying this one.
Okay.
And this one.
Oh.
It came from this to this. So
Uh,
I'm really enjoying it. Yes. And I'm thinking of it. I'm working on it. We're working on the process. I see somebody ask, are your books or poems
yes.
appropriate for 3 to
Appropriate.
old? Are they on Amazon on the website? Yes, they are. They're appropriate for
Yes.
age 0 all the way up. And yes, you can find on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and my website. And the link is in the bio. You can get it from me personally too. So the link is all the way on the bio. You can call me anytime and I'll bring it to you as long you live around Twin City areas. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you mentioned too that in terms of who inspired you to write the book, was your time 8-year-old daughter? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it was the title and the story. She's even the narrator in the story. But I've been
Mhm.
dreaming of writing books for a long time because as I told you before, we're oral community. And
Yes.
for me to show my kids what I did, I was thinking long time ago, I'm going to write a book someday. So at least they will have a physical thing that if I'm not here, they can go back and look just, and they will have it. So it's been a long time coming, but now it's a reality. They have it here and they're part of the process.
Yes, that is true and stuff. And it's also important to sometimes never to listen to what we call the naysayers, the ones that kind of say, "Oh, you can't do it. It's too hard." Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We
And
don't
so
listen.
don't
It doesn't come through us.
doesn't listen and stuff. Um,
Uh-uh.
Now, in the process and stuff, I've definitely seen, yes, the benefits and the rewards from when you see children like Abdi getting excited when they see themselves in your book.
Yeah.
And then you talk about like the sacrifices that your Hoyo made,
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
you could be where you are today and passing that on. Um,
Yes.
Now, in okay, this would be a two-part question
Okay.
for you. The first part was, what were your challenges on the road to becoming a teacher and getting your teacher's license? That's the first part. The
Mhm.
second part is, what were your challenges in in becoming an author and publishing your book? So we'll start with the first part.
The first part. What was that? What was the first part?
That was, what were your challenges in
So,
the process of you becoming the teacher, getting your teacher's license?
the journey was not easy. Through this journey, when I changed my path of becoming a teacher, I had 2 kids. One now she's 8, and the other one is 6. She's gonna be 9, but the other one is gonna be 7. So I was having a baby. I was pregnant, and I was going to school full time, and I was paying some of my classes, student loan piling up. Still have student loan going on. So many challenges, sleepless nights, uh guess what, I went through all that, and with flying colors, with the help of the support of my family. And I'm not bragging about it, but I was the maybe the oldest person in the class with teenagers and stuff, and I had all grade. This mama was in a mission.
Yeah.
And I was on the dean list. I made it through. It's a sacrifice, it's a dedication. If you want something, go get it. Don't wait for somebody else to go do it for you. So all the sacrifice that I did, sleepless night, all the things that I put on hold, everything, now it's paying off. I'm enjoying it. You can see I'm smiling every minute. I'm going places. I'm sharing my story. So all the sacrifice, it's not like 1 day or 2 day or 1 year or 2 year. It's been a long journey.
Indeed, indeed. So
Yeah.
now for the second part, what
Yeah.
were the challenges that you experienced on your road as an author, and in terms of the road to becoming a published author?
So that's a good one. You know why? Because people want, I shouldn't say people, some, they want to how do I say this? I don't want to say it the wrong way, but I want to say it. I have a story. It's my story. It's my life story. It's the way I want it. But when I was shopping around, they're like, we are the one who's telling you how to do it. We're going to use our words. We're going to tell you this is good, this is bad. Take this out, put this in. And I didn't want that. And that's been a journey. And Huda and Diverse Voice Press in St. Cloud, they helped me a lot by just listening to me, asking me a question, involved me through the whole process. And as you can see, the final product,
There you
it's my,
go.
yes,
There
yeah.
you go. And so now, let's see, since we are independent authors and we are authors of color, um, tell us, our readers, how important it has to be working with people who have the cultural sensitivity to
Mhm.
us.
It's very, very, very important. And anybody who's writing a story, be yourself, be authentic to yourself, stick to your story. Don't let anybody change it so they can publish for you or they can write it for you. It doesn't matter if 20 rejection or 20 or 30 or 100 or 200, doesn't matter. Just tell the way it is. This is not my whole story. This is just a piece of my life, like a journey. That just becoming a teacher, this is not the whole thing. But tell the way it was, don't add it, don't, take it out, or don't do it because other people, oh, people are not gonna like it. Don't worry about what people will say. Just be yourself and do it. So find somebody who understand that.
That is true, because the fact of the matter is, the people who we want to speak to, the
Yeah,
people who are different, they're already there. They're
yeah,
already out there. There's nothing like we call
yeah.
that there's not enough interest.
You're
I
right.
because
And I want to add into this. When my book came out, I had an author copy, only one copy. And I went to Hennepin County Library. I went to St. Paul Public Library, and I shared my story. And I put an application in and said, we need these books in every library. Usually it takes people a year or two. That's what I was told by one of the librarian. Guess what? It took less than 6 weeks. And they said, we need, I don't have any.
yeah.
This is just the copy that I have. And they say we want it when it come out. And guess what? Now you can find it in Hennepin County Library. If it wasn't a good story or it wasn't an original, authentic story that it's needed in a diverse community in our life and everything, you think Hennepin County will approve it in 6 weeks? I don't think so. Oh, now we have it in Hennepin County Library. We have in St. Paul Public Library. We have in Columbia Heights Library, Anoka, the whole Anoka, we have it. So
Yeah.
small kids and you want to go to the library and you love books, ask for this, they have it and they approve it. And yeah, be yourself, tell your story. And less than a year, I'm telling you, I went so many places, I lost count. And soon I just came from county library in Shakopee. We will be there too.
Yes.
Oh, I know it
Yes.
will be everywhere.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
if I, you know,
That
I
tells
think it's
you there's a need, there's a hunger. The kids need to see it, everybody needs to see it, no matter if you're white, if you're black, if you're Somali, if you're non-Somali. It doesn't, the story resonate with a lot of moms who maybe
mhm.
school at an older age, or the little kids who wants to look up into their mom. This, I don't know how to say it more, you know
You're saying it so well already, Nasra. You are definitely saying it, and then
yeah,
figure it's no coincidence because when I went to Hennepin County about with my very first novel, mark my words,
yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing happened to me that happened to you in terms of they got it on the shelves and said, yes, yes.
It
That
is,
means
it is. My kids, when we go to the library, they straight go to the children's section. They're looking for their mommies. It makes me happy,
oh
Yeah,
yes, yes,
just
yes.
feel happy for you. It makes me happy.
Oh, so I mean, no, when we, because again, I get back to the fact that yes, how vital it is, especially in because we are part of a diverse community, that our
Yeah,
children see themselves and their families in the
yes.
books they read. And so, what advice would you give parents when it no when it comes to the books or about going out there to get the books into the library?
So coming from an oral culture, and yes, we're in schools, we're everywhere, but my advice to parents was like, read, 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 read. Yes, we read, but it doesn't matter what age group. Start as young as possible. Read 10 minutes, 20 minutes daily, no matter what kind of book. I don't care if it's about birds, I don't care if it's a car, it's a space needle, it doesn't matter. Just read to the kids, expose them to as many books as you can, take them to the library. It doesn't matter, check a book, 10 books, just read, read, read.
Mhm. And and that's what that's what my dad did with me. It was
Yeah,
to read, read, read. It
especially
just
especially this generation now, they have iPads and cell phones, and I'm not saying they're bad, they need it as much as they need it for different times, but hands-on books is amazing. Kids needs to read more books.
they do need to read. So now question to me because I have a certain pattern when I'm writing and stuff.
Yeah,
And so when you
yeah.
write, is there a certain time of the day that is really strong for you where all your
Um,
energy is really high?
no, I'm glad you asked that. During the day, I'm always busy. I'm all over the place and everything. You'll be surprised in the middle of the night. Something will just come down, and I was like, that's an idea. And
Ah,
I sleep, and I'll just wake up and I'll just write something. I have a notebook. You can go all the way back from 2016, 2018, 2019, and I never published them. The notes sitting on the back. So it's good to take notes. It's good to take journals. Keep writing, write. But don't forget it on the shelf, just like me. Sometimes we need to
eh,
pick and brush it off and bring it to life.
yes, we do, and yes, we do. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
before we close,
yes.
again, I'd like to say, let our viewers and our readers know where they can find you and how they can purchase your books. Because I see, I mean, you're living the dream.
Thank you. I'm trying. Thank you.
Okay, so now again, Michelle, hi Michelle. You got somebody who's definitely interested in getting your book. She's wishing you peace and continued blessings. So just tell our audience again, where can they buy your book?
On my website, www.nasranoor.org. If you can put the slide a little bit all the way down, they can see the just keep going. Yeah, keep going. Uh right. Okay. The other picture, maybe. We had a picture of the barcode. Maybe they can go there too. Yeah. So in my website, www.nasranoor.com, or Barnes and Noble, or Amazon. Or you can call me direct. I have my phone number somewhere there.
Great,
Thank
great.
you. My 6-year-old always does this when she wanna reply back. So I'm gonna do that to Michelle. Always.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, viewers, readers alike, I just want to thank Nasra for being on the show to share her story. I admit that you talk about your parents. I'm just getting emotional myself because you see the love and the joy and just this happy spirit, happy dance in
That's
this.
just me. That's it. I can't help it. It's just me.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
said, mommy, know, if I want
Yeah.
to see another example of mommy, I'm
Yeah.
looking at one right now.
Oh,
And
thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
as I said, your daughter is just a testimony. Your daughters are just a
Yes.
testimony to that fact. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
okay. So this is WD Foster Graham, your host on Book Chat Thursday. Thank all of you who stopped on by. And in the meantime, take care, stay safe, stay well, and yes, buy a copy of My Mommy is a School Teacher.
You're
And
right.
in the meantime, I'll see you in the go round.
Thank you so much.